And darlings, we are live. Good evening, good evening, good evening, good morning, good afternoon, wherever you are tuning in from. This is the Tilt Hour, and we do this every single Monday at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Darlings, what we love to do here on the Tilt Hour is inspire you, the doer, the dreamer, the entrepreneur, the one making it happen, from your laptop, from your home, from the beaches of the world, wherever you are. And every single week, we want to bring out someone who will inspire you and motivate you and educate you to the life and the lifestyle that you dream of. And tonight, our very, very special guest is someone that I'm extremely fond of. I call him Mr. Z. And every time I see him, I get really, really excited because I just want to share a really quick story with you guys. I started building our home-based business from New Zealand. And as you know, if you're from New Zealand, that's on the other side of the planet compared to America. And the very first time that I went to an event, I was all alone and just feeling really, really small. And on the very, very last night of the event, it was Sunday night, and I see these dudes like hanging out in the foyer, right? And they look really kind of gangster. And I'm like, man, check these guys out, right? And luckily, one of them was my grandpa, Lawrence Tam. So, I was kind of walking as if, I really was actually going to go straight back to bed. Not back to bed, but I was going to go to bed because it was really late on Sunday night. And Lawrence Tam pulls me over. And he goes, Erica, I need to introduce you to these guys. And one of them was Alex Z. And I always remember just thinking, man, that dude's so cool. Check him out. Like, he's just so staunch, right? So I've had a couple of opportunities to meet Alex, and I was really fortunate that about a year later, or a year and a half later, I got to meet his wife, Anna. We were sitting at an event, and literally we were stuck side by side, and we've literally been BFFs, ever since that moment. So our friendship has strengthened, and I guess one of the reasons why I'm sharing this story with you guys is that it's so powerful to get to events because you have no idea where the connections you make will take you. So tonight it is my deep, deep, deep honor to introduce to you all the one, the only, Mr. Alex Zubrev, $1 million earner in our company. And tonight he's going to share with you his story of, coming to America. Actually, I'm not going to blow his story, but he's going to share his story of coming to America and all of the things he's tried to live the American dream, to get to the American dream, right? And how he ended up where he is today, top $1 million earner in our company. So without further ado, Mr. Z, welcome, welcome, welcome. The floor is yours. How are you tonight?
Thank you very much. Thanks for the invitation. I'm doing awesome. And I love your introduction. Maybe you can do it again.
Anytime.
But it was so nice of you, Erica. And yeah, we go back like what now, 4 years, I think.
Mm-hmm.
We met in 2012. Yeah?
Yeah. Yep. In the foyer of the CNN Hotel. Remember that?
Yeah, CNN Hotel was a pretty cool place. And that's where our journey started really with this company, and it has been transformational for most of us, and I still think that was one of the best events we had, at least for me personally. And well, welcome guys. Let me tell you my story. I guess you're here to hear it, right? 4 years ago, we got involved with this incredible company, movement, community, however you want to call it. But before that, I've been struggling. I've been trying different things online, offline, and one of those guys that pretty much decided to succeed no matter what. So when I came to this country, I got some slides for you guys. I came prepared. Like, I'll show you some slides. Let me just see if I can figure out Google Hangout, because we're using on our team Zoom, and we packed like, I don't know, like over 100 people all the time. So let me screen share this. And let me know, Erica, if you see it. Or
yes, I do.
Lovely ladies.
Oh, look at you.
So I don't know if I was 16 here, right? maybe like 21 or something. I couldn't find that picture from 16 years old. But bottom line is, I came from Ukraine. I was 16, and I literally had $10 in my pocket, like $10 bill. And that's how it started for me. I came to this country. The Soviet Union collapsed at that point, and we came to this country because it was land of the opportunity, right? So, and that's when my journey started. Did not speak English, period. I did study English in high school, but could read and write and stuff like that, but I couldn't communicate, period. And people still make fun of my accent, but it doesn't matter, right? So that's when I got stuck kind of like in the corporate pyramid, like when I got my first corporate job. But before then, I actually had. Can you guys see the second slide? Because sometimes it doesn't like go to
Yes,
the.
I can.
Okay,
Yes, I
awesome.
can.
Yeah, so you know, that's when my pretty much more mature life started. You know, I started trying different things. You know, like odd jobs and stuff like that. You know, like shoveling snow. You know, like doing construction work. You know, like changing fire extinguishers and stuff like that. You know, all the crazy labor stuff, right? And uh, fast forward, you know, I don't know, like how many years, I found my first and last corporate job, right? So this picture represents that those dreaded cubicles, right? That we despise, and at the same time, you know, everybody, like my family, was like so excited for me. Oh my God, you got this corporate job. You got really like stable job. You know, it's a big company. It's you know, it's a Fortune 500 company. It's a People magazine, Time magazine, Fortune magazine, Money magazine, InStyle, whatever. It's pretty popular publisher, right? But at the same time, you know, I kind of got stuck. You know, it was cool for a couple of years, but then after that, I was like, man, I feel kind of stuck in life. You know, I'm living paycheck to paycheck pretty much. You know, uh, I don't see much. You know, like I kind of got bored. You know, like, and then I started kind of exploring different things outside of, you know, traditional 9 to 5 environment. Uh, and when I came across Empower, I mean, and I'll come back to another story, but basically this is what happened, right? And this is what you probably want to take some notes, because I guess I know a few things about marketing. Uh, we crossed $1 million with this company in less than 4 years. Got multiple checks and stuff like that on stages, spoke in front of, I don't know, 3,000 people. It's all good. I'm not bragging my horn, but what I'm saying, it's possible for you as well. If you focus on your dream, if you know your dream, if you know your goal, if you want it bad enough, and if you never ever quit, you can achieve it. Now, income disclaimer, results are not average, because we don't teach average stuff, right? We don't attract average people. We attract people that are entrepreneurs, right, at heart, that want to succeed badly, like I was. So let me stop screen sharing because it's distracting me. And this is a beautiful family. That's Anna Z and Gabriela and Maxime. And that's why I decided to succeed no matter what, because my first company I started in 2008. This is actually a funny story. A friend of mine came over one day, and I haven't spoken to him in like years. And he's like, Alex, are you home? I'm like, yeah. It's Serge. I'm gonna come with a friend of mine, if you don't mind. I'm like, sure, stop by. And then, you know, like it's like one of those weird calls. I'm like, sure, stop by. So this guy brings like a bottle of, like, that looks like a wine bottle, but apparently it was a juice, right? It was like miracle juice. It has like acai berry, all these weird berries from like that been found in like ancient forest of Amazon or something like that by previous civilization, and it was preserved and it was processed in a way that it's just basically does wonders for you, right? It tasted good, but then like the price was like I was kind of shocked by the price. The bottle of juice was like $46 or something like that, so it's like a really expensive wine, right? And but I got excited, man, because I got really intrigued by this concept. I don't know, I don't remember if he drew like circles on a napkin for me, but he was really charismatic. He was really could tell stories. His friend, right? And I basically, I was like, this evening was like more like 3 hour webinar, if you will, like live webinar, right? He was telling stories about these berries, how many antioxidants they have, and how good they are for your health and stuff like that, and how much money you can make. Showed me the magazine, you know, top income earners with Lamborghinis and stuff like that. And I got excited, man. Like, I got so many questions, you know, because here I am, you know, stuck in the cubicle 9 to 5, and I've been introduced to MLM before, but I never took it seriously, right? Network marketing. So I don't know if you guys have a way to comment below the video. I don't know if the page has comments feature, but you can like say yes if you've been in my shoes. So like many years ago when I came to this country, I got introduced to Amway. I didn't know what it was before that. Like all I saw is like a lot of people in a room and a couple of guys on stage, you know, talking about something that I could not quite comprehend because again I didn't speak English that well. So but it was like kind of cool. Like I saw big checks, you know, and all that stuff, and that kind of like I had that mental memory of that, right? But the real first company was this juice company, right, in 2008. And I got so excited after Vitaly told me about this Miracle Berry and stuff like that. So I'm like, man, this is my way out from the corporate world, right? I'm gonna escape the corporate job. I'm just gonna do whatever. I'm gonna live on the beach or work from my laptop or whatever, right? And I think Gabi was 1 year old, so it's like it was really good timing. Like I need to do something because, you know, now we have official family, have kids, you know. So long story short, you know, I basically started like pitching, you know, this company left and right to all the relatives of my wife because I didn't have any relatives here. So I recruited, I don't know, like 5 or 6 people, like literally like first week. Got everybody on the product, everybody on auto ship, and then I'm like, okay, so what's next? So I'm making like whopping $50 or something like that in a week or something like that, and I'm like, they showed me like a different way, like it should be faster, it should be like growing faster, right? You guys relate to that? like if you ever start building like traditional network marketing company. So yeah, we started doing all the crazy stuff, you know, hotel meetings, like every Thursday, this guy had an office here in Brooklyn, we would go there and bring guests. Like usually it was just, you know, just us, no guests. It was like 12 people, all in the same downline, and they were just like after work, everybody's tired, but everybody's like watching the same DVD opportunity presentation, and everybody's like kind of pretends to be excited. And maybe there's one guest. Everybody's so jealous, like, who brought him here? You know, like, who's this guy? And everybody's trying to give him the juice and the brochures, DVDs, and stuff like that. It was crazy, right? And that was the way of building it. Like, I didn't jump online yet, so it took me like 90 days to discover the internet. So, we were doing all the crazy stuff, you know, all the offline stuff, like driving like 50 miles away from Brooklyn all the way to Long Island to do a presentation for family. You know, literally like after work when I'm exhausted and tired for like, I don't know, 1 hour one way, 1 hour back, and 2 hours there. So I'm coming back like 2 a.m. in the morning. And then I'm like on the way back, and my sponsor is sitting right next in the car, and I'm like thinking in the back of my head, I'm not talking to him. I'm like, okay, we did sponsor them. Then I'm like calculating the numbers. I'm like, okay, I made just like whopping $27 commission or something like that. And how much time are you? How much gas I spent? Like probably like more like $40. And how much time I wasted? Like 4 hours. And then those people never recruit anybody. Like I check like in a week. I'm like, what's going on? Like, why are you guys not bringing anybody? Why are you not recruiting? Don't you want to make money? Are you like allergic to money or something? Like, I don't get it. Like, I see this big picture. I'm like, millions of dollars you can make, like, but they're not doing anything. I'm like, what's wrong with people? You know? And then I came to a realization that it's not for everybody, right? It's literally not. So maybe they join because they like the product, they just want to drink it. But I didn't get it. You know, I'm like, everybody wants to make money. It's a land of opportunity. So anyway, so basically I was kind of like in that routine for like 90 days. I got sick and tired because I ran out of people to talk to, especially part-time, you know, after work. Like it's not like I can like do it all day long, you know. But I was willing to do whatever, right, to go through the brick wall to make it happen. So I'm like sitting on dacha. I don't know if you guys know what dacha is, but it's like a vacation house, summer home. So I'm sitting there with my laptop, and I'm thinking, like, why is it so complicated? Why is it so difficult? Like, what's wrong with me? Like, is it me? Like I'm doing everything that my sponsor tells me, you know? And then I'm like going to Google, and like, I don't know what I searched on Google, and this is a big takeaway. If you take action on this, I searched, I think, for how to generate leads online. All right. And I came across Mike Dillard. You guys know Mike Dillard, right? Godfather of attraction marketing. So he was my unofficial first mentor when it comes to internet marketing. network marketing online, generating leads, converting sales, building teams, right? And I'm like, wow. So I got hooked on that stuff because the headline was catchy. The headline was, because imagine me in a state of frustration, right? I'm like sick and tired of doing like this crazy three-way calls and convincing people to come to the presentation and nobody comes, right? And people not producing anything. And so the headline said, how to have people knocking on your door with credit card in hand, ready to buy. I'm like, what? I'm like, what? This is what I need, right? So it's like talk about matching the market, the messaging with the market, right? I was in that state that I needed that, right? And I'm like clicking on the link, watching the sales video, ordering right away, right? Whatever the initial product was. I think it was a magnetic sponsoring book for like $40. Then there's an upsell, building on a budget. Then there's another upsell, black belt recruiting. There's another upsell, MLM traffic formula. So I buy everything. So I don't know, it was like $1,000 for all the products. But I'm excited. Like I got hooked. I'm like, wow, this is the solution to my problem, and it was. That was what did for me, right? So. And basically, after that next 6 months, I get stuck in a student mode. I don't take any action. I'm studying, right? I'm like going through everything multiple times. I'm not taking any action. Nothing is happening in my business. People are asking my sanity, you know, my friends and family, my wife. I'm like, what the heck are you doing? This is a scam, whatever, you know. Because they don't understand it, right? But I'm so excited because I see the future. I know this is what I need to study. I need to go through this stuff, right? But I think I took longer than needed because I should have started taking more action. This is a big takeaway for you guys. So like market match, right? Where your messaging meets the right people that are looking for the solution, because everybody has some kind of pain, some kind of problem they are looking to resolve, right? To solve. So by presenting that offer to them, you're solving their problem. So the buying process becomes kind of like friction-free, irresistible. I mean, they're looking for the solution, you present them the solution, boom, the sale is made. That's how it works, right? People want to lose weight. You see the headline, lose 30 pounds in 30 days, guaranteed, or something like that. They go through the process, through the funnel, right? Any niche. Make money online, same thing, right? So I get excited, man. I'm like, this is my way out. So I started studying, but at the same time, and I start jumping on different lists. I start learning from other marketers. Another guy, Jonathan Bott, video marketer, tons of videos. So I start like copying this guy. This is a cool cat, man. So I just basically start talking like him. I come to work to my cubicle, and everybody's watching my videos, obviously, because I'm all over the place. I'm on Facebook, I'm on Twitter, I'm everywhere, right? I'm on YouTube. I come to work. Everybody's like, hello, Alex. Welcome to work. Because this is how Jonathan Bott talks, because all my videos start like, ladies and gentlemen, this is Jonathan Bott, and today we're going to talk about how to take our business in 2010 and quadruple our results in blah, blah, blah. So this is the way I talk in the videos, because I kind of like, hey, I'm a good modeler, right? Like in the beginning, guys, really, you should kind of like see what other successful leaders are doing, but do it in your own way, all right? Because people are gonna kind of laugh at you, but it's okay. If your skin is thick enough, like mine, I don't care. You know, like you can laugh all day. I don't care, as long as I'm like growing, like progressing, right? Going through those stages. So basically, I start doing videos, right? I jump into video marketing. I jump into SEO. I start ranking videos on YouTube. I start getting a little bit of traction, you know, like this thing starts to work a little bit, you know. This is probably like first 12 months, 2 years or whatever, right? And then at the same time, I start jumping from deal to deal. Obviously, I'm not doing this juice company anymore because the freaking corporate team is like kind of like you can't have the name of the company in my Gmail address. I'm like, what? I'm like, what? I'm bringing customers to you. I'm building the team here, and I can have the Ranovi Juice in my Gmail address. So I'm like, screw you guys. Like, and I realized they only pay like 5% commissions. Like by this point, I'm like, I realized there's two giant lags. yeah, I have this giant leg, but I only build, like I'm only getting paid for the smaller leg, and people keep quitting on this leg, like left and right, and I keep replacing them. And I'm like, go work, and they're like quitting. I'm like, okay, let me get 5 more people from YouTube. Go work. You know, it's hysterical, but it's true. You know, it's like I don't get it. Like people are like lazy or something, especially like in this country. Like you guys in Europe, like you guys, I think like more active or something. You're more hungry or something. But again, there are exceptions to the rule. So my fellow Americans, I'm not here to defend you. I'm an American citizen as well. So anyways, I'm just talking from experience. So anyways, I realized that the compensations plan do matter. You know, how much you're getting paid from each product does matter. I realized that in order for you to become, you know, to make big bucks, you need to become a leader, right? You need to grow yourself. You need to invest in your education. You need to buy courses. You need to go to the live events. And I always listen to my original mentor, who is my virtual mentor, Mike Dillard. So I read this book again, you know, a year later, and I'm like, every time I read it, I catch something new, right?
Mm-hmm.
And he says, like, my biggest breakthrough happened when I came to the first live event, right? Before that, I was just always like behind my laptop, you know, sending emails and stuff like that. So my income was kind of like, you know, somewhere where it could have been a lot more, right? So when he went to the live event, that's when he met the mentors that he was following. He met you know, his other business partners from other companies and other inspirational people he was following, and that's when my break took him. So he basically like told me like, Alex, you need to go to the first event, and I'm like, okay, I'll do it. And it's not like first event like an MLM company where it's like rah rah, oh we got the best juice in the world, man. Even your grandma is gonna love it. You know, not that type of meeting. You know, you go to the first networking event where there are marketers that they you know, they're making money, and they not specifically in any particular company, but they know how to generate traffic. They know how to buy traffic, how to convert that traffic. They know how to write that copy. They know how to do video marketing. They know how to do Facebook or Twitter, or whatever, right? So that's where you go. So I went to my first event, and guess what? That first event was actually a birthplace of Empower Network. I didn't know that. It just was coincidence, or maybe it was meant to be. But that's when the Empower Network was launched, and I guess I was one of the original 30 people that happened to be there. So talking about like being in the right place at the right time, right?
Mm-hmm.
And again, like I didn't know what's going on really until, because it was totally different event. But it was just like I felt energy, you know, something was happening, and that's when I met David Wood, right? So I leave that event, I come back to New York to my workplace, and that's when Empower Network was like had problems with merchants and websites, and there was no programmers and stuff like that. But I caught the vision. I caught that bug of David Wood. I caught the vision. I'm like, because at that time I realized that this is what I need, and this is what other people need, because there's so many companies that pay little tiny commissions, bad compensation plans, you know, like things that just not quite right, you know. And this was like, and I can explain, I can elaborate on that. I mean, I don't know what kind of audience is listening to it, but basically, you know, I realized that in order to make really like life-changing income, like full-time income from home, you need to create your own product. Bottom line, you need to have like 100% commissions. You need to have as much profit as possible. You need to have leverage of high-ticket commissions on the back end. So you need to have residuals. 3 components really: front-end small commissions to offset your marketing. Residual component is something that pays every month, whether you're working or not. You're building the team. You also get residual income, and the high-ticket commissions. That's what we call lifestyle income commissions, right? Like $1,000, $2,000, $3,000 commissions and more. That's high-ticket. That's what it's called, right? So, and I'm like realized that before this event, I got to a point that I get that, but then I was part-time, and I was like, man, to put my own product together, I don't know. It's probably gonna take me a year, maybe 2 years. Like, I don't know programmers. I don't know designers. I have no idea what the product should be about. There's so many different niches out there. Like I would say 90 to 95% of products fail, just like any businesses, just like 90% of restaurants fail when they open up, right? So the risk is like really high. the cost is high as well. I need to hire the programmer, I need to hire a designer, I need to have production crew, like videos and all that stuff, and programming all this stuff together. Then I need to find affiliates to promote this. And I'm like, that's like flying to the moon. Like at that point of my life, I was like, I think it's as hard as flying to the moon. I don't know if I can do this. So I listen to my mentor. I go to the first event. I meet David Wood. How cool is that, right? It's like always happens. Like when you put these thoughts out there, like the universe gives you a solution, right? So by like you guys are viewing this, like by watching this, like you might be in the right. I mean, you might be at a point of your business or your life where you need to hear this, right? Maybe you join when you haven't joined. Maybe you need to get all in. If you're not all in yet, if you haven't joined yet, you need to join, because it's there for a reason. There is a reason why you're here. All right. So this is what happened to me. And long story short, I called the back of David Wood, and I'm like, man, this is the solution. This is what I was looking for. I don't need to create a product. It's already done for me. It's got incredible training, products that are actually worth the money and worth more than what we charge for, and actual training step by step that you can apply to any marketing. Like if you want to learn SEO, if you want to learn YouTube marketing, if you want to learn Facebook marketing, if you want to learn solo ads, email traffic, that's what I do, right? But you only need one, really. Like if you guys like struggling to generate leads or sales, you just need to pick one strategy, because I see a lot of people kind of like get I'm gonna get some water. This water is good. They kind of get like lose focus because they think they need to learn everything. I was like that. Hey, I was just like that because I was kind of getting ready to be ready, if you will. And before I was taking action, like remember, like as soon as I bought like my dealer stuff, I was like, man, I need to learn this. I need to learn Google AdWords. I need to learn what was it, Squidoo market. Like we don't have Squidoo anymore. There's like Squidoo lenses. It's like mini blog sites and stuff like that. I need to learn some other stuff. Oh, what was it, like article marketing? I forgot the site already. It was a program like you would SEO. eZines, there you go. Thank you, Eric. Yeah, eZine marketing. Man, I was like, so it was like a lot of people, like, and I see like my teammates and students sometimes get stuck, hung up on that, like, oh, I need to learn this, I need to learn this, I need to learn this before I take action. No, wrong. Start learning this and start applying that strategy, right? This is where I always tell people, like take it like a piece of paper. I have a napkin. I don't know why I have napkins. I promise you I wasn't going circles. But take a piece of napkin, divide it in half, and just write down, like, on one side, like, the things you like to do and the things you absolutely hate to do. So on this side, I would write, like, video marketing, email marketing, SEO, which I hate now. I don't do SEO anymore. But on this side, like, write down the stuff you absolutely hate to do. Like, for me, it would be three-way calls, hotel meetings, convincing grandma on the phone that she needs to buy this juice. So I would cross all that. I would just like burn the side of this napkin. So that's the best way, because that way you know what you need to focus on, like the stuff you want to do. Like if you love blogging, write it on the side, on the left side, that you would love to really take action on and become better at. So you only need one or two strategies, right? And take massive action on that. That's my tip of the day for you guys if you're struggling in that department. But that's pretty much it, man. I got excited. I caught the vision. I started taking massive action, and I never got distracted, really. Like, I got distracted once, but I saw people get distracted over the last 4 years so much, and now I see them coming back, and you know, it's all good. It's all right. You know, we're one big family, you know. But I see there's so much hype on the internet, right? And people get distracted. If you're brand new, you know, you get distracted. And I got distracted before too. You know, before Empower, because it's like, oh wow, we have this giant rotator, we'll place people on you, you'll get spillover, spill under, whatever, you know, all this attractive stuff. Oh, you don't have to recruit anybody, you don't have to sell anything, the product sells by itself. All this hype, you know, people fall for that, you know. So yeah, so I mean, do you guys have any questions? I don't know if you guys have any like chat going on.
Nettie, can I get you to check the chat? Because I do have something that I just want to just really pull out from what you said. It's really funny, as you're telling your story about finding Mike Dillard, I found Mike Dillard. And as you're talking about the upsells, I'm like, man, I went through all those episodes. And he was talking about Skidoo Lens, and I'm like, oh man, I did that too. And then he says, I did that too. And I look at everyone in our organization now, and I'm like, we really have it so easy. Like you just said, pick one or two strategies you love and just go for it. Like back when we started, I sound so old, but back when we started,
that's awesome, Eric.
We did have like 100 things we had to do, right? We kind of had to be a master at so many things.
Yeah,
and then,
yeah. Sorry, and the thing is, like, we didn't have like so much resources available. Like, we didn't have Google Hangouts like this. We didn't have like Zoom Hangouts. We didn't have like there's literally like every possible question you have about marketing, you can go on YouTube and you can just search and get an answer. And you can get step by step, like click by click instructions how to do it.
Yeah,
right?
Yeah. So just and as you're talking about, you know, the product creation, you know, within our company, I'm like, even back when we started with this company, we only had like one or two products, right? But now the products have grown to the point where, you know, you're talking about the back end. Well, for a lot of us, we don't need to think about product creation, right? Everything is in our arsenal, and everything we need to learn how to market anything, it's all at our fingertips. Like, man, like now is like a really good time to be in this company, right?
Yeah, let me just share my screen for 1 sec. I want to show you something. Hold on. Yeah, so like I was saying, like you're saying, Erica, everything is in the products, right? Look, honestly, you don't have to go outside. Like, if you go through mass influence formula, like, okay, let's start from the basics. Like, okay, so for example, like, let's use numbers. Let's pay it this by numbers, like over $1 million. And this is like screenshots like 3 months ago, I think. I would say $600,000, give or take, is from mass influence formulas. Like almost like half of the commissions is from the mass influence formula. So that's yet another reason for you guys to get all in and get that product, because you're gonna miss out on a lot of commissions. All right. Inner Circle probably would say about like, I don't know, like maybe like $250,000 because it's residual. But here's the thing, like I have a couple more slides I want to show you. Let's see. So yeah, team duplication. So a lot of people struggle with that too. You know, like you producing, but nobody's duplicating. It's just like in my case, remember, like where I would like keep placing people on that smaller leg and they keep quitting and they're not doing anything, right? The key is really to find something that's duplicatable by the team, by the masses. Some simple strategy. It could be free or could be paid traffic. So for our team, it's email traffic, paid traffic. That's all we teach. Like we tell people, like, hey, you need to have free strategy and a paid strategy. You need to commit to paid traffic. You need to know your budget. I don't care if it's 500 clicks every week or it's 500 clicks, you know, every other week, or it's 2,000 clicks every week, whatever. You need to know your budget and you need to stick to it for at least 90 days. Ideally 3 to 6 months until you get to that momentum. All right? It could be Facebook hustle, maybe you want to talk to people. Like whatever the strategies, you need to have one strategy for the team that they can run with. Hopefully that makes sense, because once you have that, you'll start to get duplication. You start people hitting the leaderboards and stuff like that. So that was a huge. I think I learned that from probably Dagan Smith, because I jumped on his list like shortly after Mike Dillard, and he was king of solo ads, email traffic, and I think that's what he did with his team as well. I believe similar strategy. So again, you don't have to create a lot of things by yourself. You just need to really see what's working out there and jump on it, right? I mean, email traffic is probably the easiest thing to teach because it's not as complicated as like Facebook, because Facebook changes every single day. Like you don't know like if you're gonna lose account tomorrow or not, right? Same thing for Google AdWords. Well, you can't really do Google AdWords white hat anymore. There are ways around it, but again, it's not newbie friendly. It's not. It's completely not friendly for a new person. And it's hard to teach. There's so many like variables, so many like components that are changing all the time. So in my experience, I came to a realization that the easiest thing to duplicate is email traffic. As long as you can explain how it works to your team so they get basic understanding, that it might convert one day, it might not convert the other day, but if you're being consistent, your average is going to even out. Like you're always building your list, you're always communicating with your list, right? And you're sending emails, You're being real. You're not jumping from deal to deal, because people see that. Like if you're jumping from deal to deal every month, every 3 months, nobody's gonna take you seriously, right? Who's gonna join you, right? One day you're promoting like juice, another day you're promoting like water, whatever, internet service, whatever, right? So they're not gonna really follow you. So in order for you to build a following, because in order to make a lot of money, you really have to establish yourself as authority, right? And it's not really that fancy word. Like you don't have to like. By being consistent, you're gonna kill everything. I mean, you're gonna create that momentum for yourself, even if you don't have like huge results. As long as you're being consistent, you're preaching the same message, right? You're gonna start growing, and obviously you need to grow yourself as a person. In order for your income to grow, you need to grow, right? So if you're in that scarcity mindset, if you're in that mindset that you always look at the stack of bills when you come home, and you're like praying all the time, like, please help me. It's not going to work. You need to work on yourself. You need to grow as a person. You need to read the right books. You need to listen to inner circles. You need to attend the events. You need to go to the live events. And you need to hang out with positive, like-minded people, because that's how success rubs off on you. That's why it's part of the 8 core commitments. You need to go to every single event. You need to listen to Inner Circle every single day. You need to read every single day. You need to create videos every single day. You need to blog every single day, right? We actually have another commitment on our team, but it's kind of funny. It's called Twerk Daily, and I didn't come up with it. Mike came up with that, so whatever. Just keeps people entertained, you know. But you need to be consistent with all those activities. That's what people miss, because you need to kind of like, no matter how you feel, like you wake up, like something is not right, I don't know, like you're in pain, whatever, you need to kind of push yourself and kind of like, you know, just do it, just be strong, you know. You need to kind of like have that inner drive that pushes you, even if you don't have results yet. That's how I was, you know, like always consistent, like no matter what's going on. You don't talk about your problems on social media. You don't talk about your challenges, because that's not attractive. You're not going to attract anybody with that, right? Talk about your challenges from stage once you achieve success, right? And I think I said that in Vegas. I think I said, don't limit your challenges, challenge your limits, right? And it's so key, because every human, every person here can overcome any challenge. You know, you can overcome pretty much anything. Like if you surround yourself with the right people, with the right mentors, you living and breathing this stuff every single day, you can overcome it. You can learn anything. I don't care. Like you can learn anything. Yeah, go ahead. You have a question?
Alex, yeah, I have a question for you. I understand your struggle, that you started out, you know, with, you know, you were still in a cubicle when you had this attraction. What would you say to somebody today that is in a cubicle and says, I really want to get out of this, but I'm on a budget, I can't quit, and I don't think I have the time? What would you say to that person in order for them to believe enough that this is a possibility in this company, that they can work their way out of a job? And how long did it take you to walk away from your job?
Okay, that's like 5 questions in one. Okay, so first question I caught was, I don't think I have enough time. Well, that's a BS question because everybody has the same amount of time. It's how you manage your time, right? Because a lot of people say that they don't have time. They come home, they watch mindless TV for hours. Like average American watches, I think, like 50 or 60 hours of television every single week. All right? So you need to do sacrifices. And I'm not saying you specifically, I'm just saying on average. I read that somewhere, but I know like a lot of people watch a lot of TV and they say they don't have time. They come from work, and they watch until wee hours, until like 1, 2 a.m., like the shows they love to watch. And they say they never have enough time to build their business. So that's a lie right there. People have time. Now, the reason they say that is because they don't have the game plan, I would say, right? They first of all, they're doubting their capability of doing this. Second of all, there might be at that initial stage where you doubt everything, right? You're skeptical and you like not really taking anything seriously. So even if you join the business, you kind of treat it as a hobby, not a business, right? So until that person makes the full 100% commitment, nothing is going to happen. Straight up. You need to know, and in order for you to make that commitment, you need to know your why. If, like there's a saying, if your why does not make you cry, it's not strong enough. So for me, it was I want it bad enough. Like I decided that I'm gonna do whatever is in my power to make it happen. I'm gonna go through a brick wall to make it happen, right? I don't care how many times I have to fall. I'm gonna get up and do it again and do it again and do it again, right? Oh, I have slides for that. Man, why do I have to talk so much? Hold on a second. Check this out. This is gonna help you. Hold on. Where's my slides? Here we go. All right, here we go. So once you make that commitment, once you make that commitment, it doesn't matter what challenges you face, because once you read the right books, you realize that obstacles are there placed for you for a reason, by the universe, by God, whatever you believe, right? It's to test yourself. Are you worthy of it? Are you strong enough to overcome them? Okay. And most people give up at the little tiny obstacle. Like, for example, you have 200 videos on YouTube, and one day you wake up, your YouTube channel is gone forever. Old people were, people were flagging your videos, whatever. They said it's a spam, scam, whatever. I lost over 200 videos. Like I've been building since I started, since I bought McDeal products, I've been, adding my value to the videos, and I just lost them all. All right. Or for example, Facebook, PPC. One day you wake up, boom, Facebook police shows up. We don't want you, Alex. We don't like your marketing. We don't like your messaging. You're promoting some scam or something like that. Google AdWords, same guys, different uniform. SEO, sure, I did that too. I was buying links, guilty as charged. All right? So unless your why is strong enough, unless you want it bad enough, why even do it? It's like you have an opportunity to either stay in a cubicle for the rest of your life, and you know what? I've been there, and I saw people die in a cubicle. I saw people die in the cubicles because they were so afraid. They had some kind of like this mindset like of safety, like fake safety, if you will, where I see these people on the train every single day, and all they're thinking is like, am I going to get fired today? Am I going to get fired today? Am I going to get fired today? They're cutting jobs. They're cutting jobs. That's what you can read when you look at people, and it's like, what's wrong with you people? So I'm here with my laptop on the train watching Mike Dillard or watching David Wood webinar, 15K formula. I'm like learning this stuff, programming self, wash. Like David Wood will say, some of people's brains, they need to be washed, and it's true because they're brainwashed to death by the media, by CNN, by all this stuff, with all this negative garbage that you don't need to know everything that they're showing, right? So you have a choice. You can. It's like Morpheus gives you the choice in Matrix. Here, you take the blue pill or the red pill, right? What do you want to believe? There's two sides to the coin always, right? So I took that pill a long time. I took that pill as soon as I bought my Dealers products. I got it. I got it. I saw the truth, right? You have a choice. You always have a choice. Nobody's forcing you to do anything. You can stay in a, in the matrix, and you can believe whatever you want to believe, or you can take the red pill and see how deep the rabbit hole goes, really. And it goes deep. Man, it goes deep and deep. Every single day I realize there's more and more. There's always the next level, So I don't know if that answers your question. I don't know.
Well, it does. There's a lot of people that are trying to do this and work also, and I'm asking you, it's possible to do this? I've seen people that have, yourself and Lawrence Tam, and people that were at a job, and that you worked your way out of the job, basically.
Of course it's possible, because you see it happening in front of your eyes. Right? I was listening to Lawrence Tam Inner Circle every single day, on the way to work, on the way home, because I met him at that event as well. Right? I saw him online, and then I met him. I'm like, this dude is real. I touched him. He's real. Right? And I'm like, if he's real and he's making it happen, I can do it too. So I started like accumulating that knowledge, that inner circle. Like I love his inner circle. So every single day, I have my headphones on. I walk into my cubicle. I hear Alex, welcome to work, and I'm still listening to Lawrence Tamm's inner circle. And I'm like, all right, let me work. Whatever. What do you want me to do? You know, the usual stuff that you want me to do every single day. Anyway, so yeah, so you have to reprogram your mind for success. But it's not enough. You need to take action. So every single night, like if you're part-time, my kids go to bed at 9 o'clock, 8 o'clock if I'm lucky. I'm in front of the computer in this kitchen. I'm grinding. I'm doing my stuff. Shooting videos, buying traffic, sending emails, scheduling emails for tomorrow, watching webinar replay until 12, 1, 2, wake up at 7 every single day. So there's sacrifices you need to do. Stop watching television.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I watch movies here and there, but I don't watch this crazy stuff that people watch every single day. And I stopped watching television in that manner like 2009, so that's 4 years.
Mm-hmm.
Compressing time, that's a biggie. Compressing time if you're part-time, so I'll give you another strategy. You drive to work or you commute to work on a train or a bus, I don't care. Download Inner Circle to your phone. Nowadays, like technology allows you to do so much. You can download videos, like Hangout like this. I can play it back at double speed, 1.5 speed, depending how fast the speaker is. Like long time, who is the fast talker? I don't know, give me an example. So if somebody's really fast, maybe I'll do 1.5 speed to compress time, because I know I have 45 minutes on the train. Tracy Walker is fast?
Yeah.
There's somebody who's, Chris Reichert is fast. He's a fast blogger too. Yeah. So, but if Lawrence Tam talks slowly, I think I can easily do like double speed or triple speed, and your mind still gets it. Like even if you don't hear every single word, right? Your subconscious mind still gets programmed.
Mm-hmm.
So that's like kind of a hack. It's kind of a trick, like that I used to compress time. Yeah, and I would listen to the same Inner Circle twice a day, so on the way to work and on the way back. So that reprograms my mind. I already know, man, this guy can do it, I can do it too, let me just take more action. It's all about taking more action. And this is another one. You can, before you go to bed, I have a notepad on my computer, but you can use like a notepad or napkin or whatever. Write down things that you need to do for the next day, always. So that way, you're an entrepreneur, you don't have a boss, you keep yourself in check. Keep yourself in check by telling you what to do next day. So every single day I still do it. I have my notepad with things that I need to do tomorrow. So when I wake up, I know what to do. It's like I don't have to ask boss, like, oh, boss, what do I need to do today? Oh, I know what I need to do. And even if you like have 10 things to do, but you only do like 3 or 4 things, that's a progress. Every single day you're doing something. Every extra step you can do before you go to bed, give yourself a credit for that. Extra email you can schedule in your get response for tomorrow or something like that. Extra blog post maybe you're writing, maybe a video or whatever, extra piece of content you're creating before going to bed. You can sacrifice sleep by half an hour by writing extra blog post or creating a video. And most people are not going to do that. But if you do that, you're going to be head and shoulders above competition, if you will. I don't want to say competition, but I'm just saying, like, you'll be succeeding a lot faster because you always take an extra steps. So hopefully that answers
Excellent.
that.
Excellent. Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Alex, just a quick question. Linda Frame is asking, which Inner Circle of Lawrence Tam's did you listen to the most?
One of the original ones, one of the classic ones, as we call it, from 2012, I think. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Was it something about
He has a lot of good ones. He has a lot of good ones, but I mostly listened, like when I was part-time and wanted to go full-time, I listened to one of the early ones.
Yeah, I think it was something like Escape the Cubicle. That title rings a bell. But really,
something
really
like that.
Yeah.
I forget now, but like if you go to Inner Circle Rewind, it's one of the early ones. Like I like to listen like a lot to original Dave and Dave's Inner Circles as well, because they're like really powerful ones. Like most of them, like I would say all of them, like from 2011 to 2012. Those are really good.
Yeah, go back to the beginning. And Dan, I have a quick question for you as well. You mentioned earlier on that you recommend everyone have one free strategy that they use for lead generation and one paid strategy for lead generation. What would you recommend is one of the, well, what do you recommend for your team for the free lead generation strategy? What's your favorite one?
It really depends. It really depends on person. Like I said, that's why I like to give them options to like write down the things they like to do, or potentially they would love to learn. Because some people love Twitter, some people hate Twitter, but they love Facebook. Some people love Instagram, some people hate Instagram, they love Pinterest. So I'm like, I don't care. Like, whichever we have training on every single platform. So you want to really like, because chances are people gonna hate. Like, if you tell me to like, what do I hate to do? Okay, three-way calls. So Erica, you're gonna tell me, okay, Alex, let's say I join you, like, and you're gonna tell me, okay, our team specifically teaches three-way calls. Right? This is what you need to master. I'll be like, damn you, Erica, never. I would never do that. Never. I would say like, okay. I would like, if we speak to you on the phone, if we like have a communication, I will say yeah, and I would never do it because like I don't have passion for it, right? So focus on your passion. Like if you love Pinterest, if you like Instagram or Twitter or Facebook, that's what you need to master. And be realistic with yourself. You're not going to learn it overnight. Give yourself time, 90 days, 6 months, 12 months. But really, be realistic with yourself because specifically, like, I don't know any person who can master any platform in like a week. I don't know any person like that. I cannot do that. It takes me time, you know, learning, applying, seeing what works, what doesn't work, improving things, tweaking things, you know, realistically. I would say like 90 days, anything.
Awesome. Yeah. Nettie, do we have any more questions in the chat room?
Not that I can see, Erica, but I'll take one last look just to make sure. We've got a few minutes that we could get them to talk.
I must admit, I checked the chat roll and I have never seen that thing blow up like it has tonight. Like people are just wham, bam. So if you have a chance to go in there, people are really appreciative of the content you're sharing, Alex.
Oh, my pleasure. And I got to give kudos to you guys and to you, Erica, for staying up so late. You're so committed to your team. It's like what? Like what time is it there? Like 3 a.m. or 4 a.m. or something?
Now it's 4, yeah.
4 a.m. Wow, it's crazy.
Somebody posted that the audio that you like is how to get laid off from your corporate job, or was that it?
What was the question?
No, Lawrence Tam's audio. They said that it was how to get laid off from corporate America.
I think that was it. I think that was the one because I got to a point like before Austin, Texas event where I started like once they launched Master Influence Formula, the $3,000 product, my income jumped to like basically surpassed my full-time income job. And at that point, the struggle was real. Check this out. I was trying to basically replicate Lawrence Tam's story. I wanted to get the package, right? I was with the company for a very long time, and maybe they're listening right now. Maybe they'll send me the package. Yes, I still want that package if you're watching this. Yes, I earned it, all right? So I was with the company for 15 years, and I was like, man, they're cutting jobs left and right and stuff like that. I see Lawrence Tam, you know, did this thing. He already surpassed his full-time income, and he got a package, right? He got the retirement package. I'm like, I want to do it Lawrence Tam way, you know? So like, literally, I will like Facebook message him every single night. I'm like, Lawrence, I'm listening to you in the circles. I see you did it. I'm trying to do it as well. They're not biting. They're not doing it, man. I'm giving them all the hints, man. I'm trying so hard to get fired. They just won't fire me. Is this a scam? What's going on here? Like, I follow your training to the T. I'm being honest, like, straight up. I'm like, man, it just didn't work out. I think it was Chicago, and I was like, I couldn't do it anymore. Living this double life, you know? I'm like, sorry, I'm busy. I can't come to work today. Too busy. I can't come. Sorry.
I remember that.
Remember?
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, like, it works for some people, it doesn't work for some people. So there's a disclaimer right there.
Uh-huh. Well, I want to thank David Weber, too, because he posted that it was from April the 27th, 2012, if anybody wants to look that up. Okay?
Thanks, Dave.
So, yeah. Thank you, David.
David Weber is a rock star on our team. Thanks, man.
Oh, is he? Yeah.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
So
That's
yeah,
awesome.
So yeah, like those early inner circles are pure gold. Like especially Dave's and Dave's, like speak your vision into the existence, into the world. Like it. All those mind hacks, you need that. Like especially like the biggest shift for any brand new person is to shift from the employee mindset to become entrepreneur.
Mm-hmm.
So that's the biggest thing. Like once you do that, once you help them do that, everything else is easy. Because until they make that shift, they're gonna question every single. They're gonna question everything. Like, why am I doing this? Why am I doing that? Why am I doing this? Why are you telling me to do this? My wife? Why can I do this? It's mindset. Everything is mindset. Like the biggest thing for people is shifting from employee to become their own boss, to become entrepreneur. That's the biggest challenge. Once they overcome the challenge, everything else is kind of like, hey, I'm entrepreneur. I try different things and I try to break things along the way and see what works. Like, and I know. Oh, here's another one. That's a big one. Be emotionally detached from any outcome, and especially for you ladies, because you guys are emotional. Like you think and operate different from men. So, but because emotions gonna get in the way, you're gonna feel frustrated. Like you have to be completely detach yourself from anything. So when it comes to like buying traffic, you buy 1,000 clicks and you're like, please God, make it work. And if you do it that way, when it fails, when you have 0 sales, you're like, you can quit. You can quit at that point because it's like, nothing is working for me. It works for this guy, works for this girl, but it doesn't work for me. You have to know your marketing budget, and this is not just paid traffic, just anything like YouTube marketing, whatever. You have to be emotionally detached from any outcome, and you're just basically throwing it out there and see if this message works. Doesn't work, I'm gonna tweak the message, I'm gonna try something else. But you have to be committed to it. You can't just quit like first 10 times you fail. And I can share tons of stories on that, but this is the biggest thing. Emotional detachment from any outcome. Like when it comes to recruiting, oh, if only this big producer joins my team, man, I'll be set for life. And then this guy doesn't join you and joins somebody else. You become like emotional wreck, right? So you have to, and I've been there. Guys, I'm talking from experience. You can be like that. At this point, I don't care what happens. Like, as long as I take a daily action, this guy joins, awesome. Doesn't join, whatever. Wasn't meant to be. Maybe he doesn't like my personality. Maybe I didn't want him in my business in the first place. Whatever. There's going to be another guy, another girl, right? That's how you have to be in business. You have to be emotionally detached from any issues, any problems. And if something works, it's a great surprise. It's a pleasant surprise. And you can celebrate at that point. Man, I have to reward myself for sticking around by not giving up, by getting up so many times after I fell, where people were laughing at me, they throwing darts into my back and stuff like that. As long as you know your why, nothing can derail you, if you will. I don't know if that's a good analogy. Yeah, nothing can derail you from the path to success. So.
Yeah. Wow. Erica, do you have anything that you want to say to Alex before we sign on?
Yes, yeah, I'll just do a quick big thank you, then I'll hand it over to you, Nettie.
It's time for Power Hour. I have to listen to my top producer, Mike Martin, who came with nothing, absolutely nothing, started from zero. And you guys should jump on the Power Hour too and invite your teams. Started from zero. This is like the perfect story, like hero's journey, from zero to hero. I just told him, like, dude, this is what I did. He never questioned anything. It's like, dude, you have to go to Austin, Texas, man. I'm like, he's like, I don't have the money. I don't care. Figure it out. Get the money somewhere. I don't know. Get to Austin, Texas. Get all in. And that's how he grew. He never questioned anything. So when your mentor tells you something to do, they're telling you that for a reason, for you to succeed, not because they want to make commission on you. I'll make $3,000 commission, it's going to change my life. No, I'm telling you that because you need to do it, because that's how I did it, and it works. So Michael never questioned anything. He just did it. He just did it. He started making $3,000 commission a month. I'm like, dude, like, is that all you got? Really? Is that? I mean, like, I don't know what $3,000 does. Like, it's nothing in New York. Like, I can barely pay my mortgage with that. Like, is that enough in Georgia? Is that all you can do? Is that how you change the world? What time do you go to bed? He's like, 9, 10 o'clock. I'm like, really? Dude, you gotta stay up late till like I do, like 12, 1 a.m. And that's when it transformed. He started working late, more hours, you know, and his income jumped to first $10,000 a month and $15,000 a month. Now he had like $40,000 a month, or like almost $50,000 a month. He's like #1 for income for the last 6 months. Guys, I wanna hear my brother from another mother right now. So as much as I enjoy you ladies.
Oh, we just lost Nettie, so I guess I'll do the wrap up. Alex, none of us were going to stop you talking because you're just dropping golden nugget after golden nugget. And I've taken like 3 pages of notes here, and I think the biggest thing you left me with was don't be emotionally attached to your results. You know, emotional detachment, that's so powerful. And I think on that note, my darlings, we will leave it. So, Mr. Z, thank you so much for spending this time with us. I know that your time is precious, and I know that it's just such a gift to have had you here, and I can't thank you enough for just sharing your wealth of knowledge with us and your journey. You know, from landing in the US with $10 in your pocket to $1 million earner in a company, like, oh, I love that. So thank you.
You can do it too.
I love it. So I can't thank you enough, sweetheart. Again, have a wonderful, wonderful Thanksgiving. I know you're traveling tomorrow. Be safe. And darlings, I'm going to hand it over to Nettie, and she's going to close us out. So thank you, Mr. Z. Thank you so much.
Thanks for having me.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, Alex. We really appreciate it. Anybody that can come on and give us any kind of nuggets, and you gave us a whole bucket full.
Awesome.
I'm taking notes, and I noticed in the chat room people were like, "Oh my God, gold nugget, gold nugget!" You know, it's just telling your story. You were giving us nuggets, and that's a blessing to us all. So,
well, I'm glad I was able to deliver. Thank you.
Yeah. And I want to just say to anybody that's watching us out there tonight, like, you can see what a family we are, what an awesome company this is. I mean, Alex just reiterated everything that we say every week about how wonderful Empower Network is. And if you would like to join us, which we would love to have you join the tribe, click that button below, that Let's Get Started button. Click it tonight. Don't wait. And the other thing is, if you were invited to watch this tonight, get back to that person that invited you here, because you know, they can. You can join up under them, and they can tell you the ins and outs. Maybe they're not on our team, but that's okay. They could be on Alex's team. But don't delay. Go after your why, like he said. You know, your why's got to make you cry. And I hope we've got a lot of bawling people out there tonight, because it's time to click that button. Don't forget, get back to the person that invited you here and talk to them and join up. So we will see you, same time, same place, next week, different topic. Have a wonderful week, everybody, and thanks for coming. Bye now.